Hello, it's Martin Gummery from New Leaf International. Just going to do a short video where I'm pitching solutions in a business at the right level, given the culture in that business. So I'm going to start with the classic tree. This has been around a long time. It's used in problem-solving type of training activities and Six Sigma and everything else. And the concept is, of course, that there's a series of apples on an apple tree, and the higher they are harder to reach, like the apples in a tree. They're harder problems in an organisation. And the lower you go down, the easier it is to fix things. So we hear the term low-hanging fruit, and that is, a very fitting point about this. So there's the apple tree, and there's the problems. And basically, you can divide these into three sections probably. You've got the low-hanging fruit, easy. You've got the ones in the middle. And you've got the harder, higher level. And these apples represent problems that need to be solved in the organisation. From manufacturing problems to bottlenecks in processes, call centre issues, service industry delays in projects, various different things, all have a certain level of efficiency. And these problems, represented by apples, are the things that break down that inefficiency. And a lot of good work goes into organisations to create a problem-solving mentality to fix these problems. However, there needs to be a recognition that there's a scale of efficiency in an organisation. And sometimes this is a lot easier when you talk about a manufacturing operation, because you can see one end and you can see the other. But nevertheless, every process in an organisation has a certain level of efficiency. So let's say 40% efficiency is down near the bottom, 60% in the middle somewhere, and 75-80% near the top. And that's basically saying that if you have a process in the organisation, let's just take a manufacturing example, and that process is meant to produce 1,000 jars of jam an hour, and it only produces 500 jars, it's around about there, 50% efficient. It only makes half of what it's intended to do. And when we're problem solving in an organisation, we have to be very aware and honest about the level of efficiency in that part of the business. Because often organisations will pitch their problem solving activities at a reasonably high level in the organisation. Six Sigma is a good example of this. So certainly Six Sigma black belts and some green belts will work on projects which are trying to address problems in the business at a relatively high level in the organisation. However, not only is there low-hanging fruit, there's literally, in many organisations, very simple, just go and do it type activities where people are walking over inefficiencies all day long. And there's a section there which is just basically, this isn't working correctly, that's not working correctly. And it's a gap in the problem-solving approach in many organisations that there's processes in place to address high-level issues, but these low-level ones aren't addressed. And the problem is pitching the solution at the right level will enable the organisation to move forward greater than trying to put problem-solving activities too high. And the classic mismatch that happens is that many managers, production managers, process managers, various different department managers, will be inundated with people that have day-to-day issues with these basically just go and fix it issues. And the mismatch between those managers and the project people who are running fairly sophisticated problems black belt issues, black belt projects, green belt even, there's a mismatch between those people and the managers who are trying to manage the department with these type of issues every day. And they won't support the project guys so much, and there's an element of frustration in the business and resistance to support projects from people, line managers especially, that are trying to manage the day-to-day. So the key message is problem solving is very important, and unless you have a highly performing operation in the 75-80%, sophisticated problem solving isn't needed until the basics are sorted, and then you get the support from the rest of the organisation.